What the heck is that? Oh, shoot. I gotta bring it down up here. I said down up here. All right. Messed up my camera for a bit. How's everybody doing today? I haven't done one of these comic book reviews since I reviewed that. See that poster up there above the Marty McFly playing the guitar? That's Stardust. My buddy Nasser wrote this comic book Stardust, and I did a review on that. I haven't done a comic book review since I did that. I wanted to go back to doing them, but I haven't had a lot of time to read comic books or even like buy them. But there was this series that was announced the last December 2019, called Ninja Turtles, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. And the premise of the book was all the turtles are dead except one. It's in a far distant future. Let me move my Pac-Man stuff out of the way. It's in the far distant future. This is the first issue. It came out yesterday, and I was almost not able to get this issue because I didn't know. I've been waiting for this shit forever, and nobody knew when the release date was until like last Thursday. So like a week from today, I was watching a YouTube video that's like dedicated to like stuff about the turtles. And this was the main story about like when this was coming out and everything. And it was all like, oh, October 28th. And then I looked at my calendar, I was like, oh shit, that's next week. Yesterday now. So I called my local comic book store and I tried to place an order in, and the guy on the phone said, shoot, all the ones we have coming in are spoken for. So then yesterday when I was at work, the comic book store opens up at 11 o'clock. They called me around like 11:15, and the head manager of the place called me, said, hey, we got a copy of Last Ronin for you. And it's still, you look down here, first printing. So I still got a first printing. I'm excited about that. I read it as soon as I got home, like after I showered and ate and stuff. This shit was fantastic. So we begin now. Let me move these lights. All right. Why is it still being extra? I need some of the light. So let me see if I can get it down facing this way. This one facing this way. All right. Oh, if I hold it up like this. So, like, luckily you guys can't see the words because I don't want to get copyright strike for spoiling a comic, even though I'm going to spoil it. So, like, as you can see in this second panel right here, there's someone talking off panel. He's like, cold, huh? And this happens throughout the book. You got people talking off panel because this is the last Ninja Turtle that's alive. So everybody that's talking off panel is it's the dead Ninja Turtles that are either talking in his head or he's crazy and just hears their voices. So like it's either their spirit, like it hasn't been clear yet. So this turtle, I'm not sure who it is. I'm thinking it's Michelangelo, but I'm not sure. I know for a fact it's not Donatello. I know for a fact it's not Donatello, and we'll find out why in a little bit. So now this is pretty much New York or like Manhattan or some shit. I'm thinking it's Manhattan. You got our last Ronin Ninja Turtle somewhere in this muck. because we saw him in the muck and right here. And you know, there's the bridge. So now he see him swimming to the wall right there. Um, he's all like, it looks like it's harder to get out than to get in. That's their problem. You know, so he gets in. No, he gets in no problem. And you see like all this. It's kind of like steampunk mixed with uh fuck, what's that Harrison Ford movie where he's like in the future? Not oh fuck. They made a reboot of it with Ryan Gosling. Um it's kind of mixes steampunk, Mad Max, and fuck that movie. It's on the tip of my tongue, but um so then you get a cool shot right here. They do a lot of shots like this where you see the spirits of the turtles behind the other turtle, and they don't have their weapons on their back because the last Ronin is, you can tell from right here, you can see he's got a sword and a bow staff. You can see on his waist he's got the size, and I haven't seen him with nunchucks, but he has billy clubs. Um, so yeah, there's all that. He ends up stealing this motorcycle. He steals this motorcycle. It belongs to this gal. Um, these people become relevant towards the end. So he's all about trying to hide in plain sight. And he accomplishes getting to where he needs to be, although he's kind of reckless. He blows up the bike and he kind of fucks up a little bit. This is why I'm thinking it's Michelangelo. Even though he's had 10 years of training since his brothers have died, um, he's still like, because you know Michelangelo was like the party dude and the funny one. He didn't he wasn't always serious, but then when he was, he'd be like one of the most badass turtles. Um, this is him 10 years of grieving and planning out this mission to kill fucking Shredder's grandson. So like right now he's like rummaging through sewers. Like crawls through that manhole and he's rummaging through the sewers. He ends up finding the top right here. And instantly when he gets up, dude, there's an alarm. So there's these police. These police are also the Foot Clan because the Foot Clan and Shredder's grandson have taken over all of Manhattan, or what I believe to be Manhattan. And they got weapons, they're trained, they're skilled. Not like enough for like a Ninja Turtle, because this dude ends like, yeah, he's got the billy clubs right here. He ends up taking them all out. And then here is an interesting shot right here. So after he punches it in the face, you can see he's got a human eye in there. There's a human underneath this armor. Like, and he cuts his head off. He cuts his head straight the fuck off. So then other foot soldiers see their buddies decapitated and they're like, "Oh fuck, we got it. We found the target. We got him." So now they're all on ass for our last Ronin. They're all on ass, but our last Ronin is a badass ninja who has honed his skills for the past 10 years to their most maximum ability. But he's in such a fit of rage for vengeance. he's still not the best that he should be able to be. He's out here fucking fighting all these foot soldiers, doing maneuvers. Well, he's not even trying to fight him. He's trying to escape. He's trying to just get to where he needs to be. More of this fantastic chase stuff. You get fantastic dialogue. Um, all these in yellow here is the last Ronin thinking or talking to himself. And this is where we get our first glimpse of Oroko Hiroto. Reiroku Hiroto. The son of Kurai, the grandson of the Shredder. He is out for revenge. He is on ass. So he's made it. Or we got to go back a little bit. I forgot to mention because it does show where he's trying to go. There's that tall building back there. He's trying to get there. So he gets there. He's there now. He's gotten inside the building. He just has to get up inside that hole. Right? So he ends up riding on the bottom of this police car because the cars are flying. Dumps down, hides behind some crates, waits for someone to come by. Fucking boom, gets his ass, takes off on a police motorcycle. Now he steals the police motorcycle. This dude just loves stealing motorcycles. It's another that, and then that the whole all the motorcycle stuff makes me lean towards it could possibly be Raphael. He was notorious for riding motorcycles. Um, my choices for the last Ronin to make the most sense would either be Raphael or Michelangelo. Um, Donatello would be great, but if it was Leonardo, it would just be way too corny. So the further he gets to closer to Hiroko, what was his fucking name? Oroku Hitoro. The tougher the foot soldiers get, right? Makes sense. That like you want your most badass bodyguards closer to you at all time. So he's out here just whooping all these asses, right? Look at they got rollerblade feet. They got fucking rollerblade feet. I didn't even notice that when I read it yesterday. Fucking Shredder's grandson is pissed, dude. He's like, bro, how is this dude in my tower? Like, how is a Ninja Turtle even still alive, dude? I killed them all 10 years ago. I want his head on a pike, or you're gonna have your head on a pike, right? Our last Ronin is running through, just fucking whooping all the ass he can. All the ass. All he's whooping it all, right? Just fucking boom. Stabbing swords through their necks. Fuck, it's he's chopping feet off. This is crazy. It's dark. These machines are fast, strong, but for all their fancy programming, they lack sheer will. I like that. I like that a lot. Activate the Stockman tech. So this dude has old Baxter Stockman tech that he's probably mastered and developed even further, right? We see this now, where you got flying Mousers with lasers. Flying Mousers with lasers. But somehow he taps his billy clubs together and it makes an EMP and it shuts them down. but it wasn't strong enough to take down this big dude. This big dude's tough. He ends up defeating. He almost defeats our last Ronin, right? Smashes him through the window. Like first, our Ronin gets him in the neck. You can see the sword in his neck right there. And then now you see the sword in our last Ronin's hand, and it's broken now. Sword is broken now. And when you see him earlier in this scene with his sword, it's full sword. Or when you see it on his back here, full sword. Now now his sword is broken. And I think that's going to happen in like almost every issue. Like his weapons are going to get destroyed. He's going to be almost broken down to nothing. I'm thinking in the next issue we'll be getting some backstory too. So now he's out. He is out. So he's talking shit to Hiroto. Come face me. Hiroto, you coward. All citizens disperse immediately. It was something either later on. No, it was every time the foot soldiers talk, for the most part, they're just like, halt, halt, halt. Who goes there? Halt. So he ends up dipping, right? And so the girl, the clan of people that he stole the motorcycle from, they actually go out of their way to protect our last Ronin. They figure out what he's up to. And I'm pretty sure these punks right here were also against everything that Hiroto is doing, right? So they catch wind of what he's doing, or at least they assume what he's doing. It's not really mentioned, but she goes out of her way to distract the police and like she tells them to go a whole other way than what is um than where he went. She noticed he dipped off into the sewer, so she goes and follows him. And now you get more story with Hiroto and what his kind of motives are a little bit. He's got his mother in this like incubation chamber, either like keeping her alive or preserved somehow. She's plugged into all sorts of shit. Um, now, our last Ronin here is contemplating whether he should have just went down fighting and just whatever, just to avoid the inevitable. I think he will die at the end, but also kill Hiroto. Um, we don't know. This is still issue number 1. Issue 2 doesn't come out until mid-December. I put a pre-order in for it. So now he's remembering his brothers as he's like removing his armor, coughing up blood. When I first saw this scene, I was like, is he having a flashback about all his brothers dying? But then it showed all of his brothers. Well, it showed everybody dying, right? It shows everybody. So it's really just him just removing his armor and putting his weapons away. Because when you go to this next page, he's got them all laid down and he's naked now. Well, he's got pants and pads and stuff on, but you know what I mean. He's got all the bandanas in his little zipper bag. He's got Splinter's journal. So he's got all this stuff laid out as he's just like trying to like pray or meditate. And he's getting ready to what the fuck is it called? When like a warrior kills himself. He's getting ready to kill himself in this he, and then he's like then he doesn't do it as the girl walks in and finds him. And now like he's flatlining, but no, he's pumping back up. Now he's having a dream. He's hanging out with all those brothers, but they're all naked. They don't have their masks or not masks or weapons, so you still can't tell who are Ronin is. And then we get to the last page. April fucking O'Neil comes in, but this is where I'm kind of confused. This is where I'm kind of confused, right? She says, "And I'm so relieved to see you awake. You really had me worried, mister. But who were you just talking to? Michelangelo?" Like it has Michelangelo in bold. So you think like is she asking like who were you talking to, Michelangelo? But it has the comma there. So she's like, who do you think you were talking to? Michelangelo? So like it's not Michelangelo. But I want it to be Michelangelo so bad. And then on there's the next issue's cover. Um and this book was fantastic. It's kind of dark for a turtle series, but that's okay because like I like it. It's not like in a gruesome or like edgy type of way either. It's just something that's you had Eastman and Laird work on this. Like, apparently they've had this idea since they created the original Ninja Turtles. So take that with a grain of salt, if you will. I'm getting fingerprints all over this thing. This, if you haven't picked this up yet, you should go to your local comic book shop, pick this up. If they don't have any, try to order a second printing. Uh, do it. Pick this shit up and wait patiently for issue number 2 in mid-December. Like we all waited patiently to pick this up since last December, right? Um, that's about all I got for you guys today. Uh, tune in next time. I'm gonna be doing some reviews and podcast stuff, like just the normal stuff you see on Team Wiener. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Check you guys out next time. Peace.